Now at 6, a Pineville woman receives consecutive life sentences for murdering a pregnant woman and her baby. Plus,
the city of Sarcoxy could potentially be joining the Sarcoxy Rural Fire Protection District. I'm Kenny Foreman, and I'll have more on that coming up.
And a class in Cherokee County could prevent some residents from becoming scam victims.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
New court action today in the case of a Southwest Missouri woman who's already serving a life sentence for kidnapping and killing a pregnant Arkansas woman. This is KOAM News. I'm Dow Quick. Amber Waterman of Pineville, Missouri, pleaded guilty to 2 counts of capital murder in connection with the 2022 deaths of Ashley Bush and her unborn baby. Waterman, who had previously been sentenced federally to life for kidnapping and killing Bush, received 2 consecutive life sentences without parole in Arkansas. The plea ended the state's case in which prosecutors had sought the death penalty. The Benton County Sheriff called it one of the most tragic crimes ever encountered. Authorities discovered the burned remains of Ashley Bush's body at a rural property in McDonald County, Missouri, in the fall of 2022. Investigators determined that Waterman had kidnapped Bush in Arkansas and killed Bush to steal her unborn baby. The baby's body did not survive. Let's check in now with meteorologist Austin Stantz for a first look at the weather.
Yeah, thanks, Dow. We struggled to make it out of the 40s today. Kind of hovered around there. 40 degrees, our average, 47 for this time of the year, but there's some good news on the way, and we'll talk about that in just a second. Right now that the sun is set, temperatures on their way back down. 36 in Joplin, Monette, 34 Neosho, 37 Independence. You're sitting at 31 degrees right now. Cloud cover still going to be kind of the story for tonight, but as we head into those overnight hours tonight, we'll begin to scatter out just a little bit here for us. Temperatures going to be falling into the 20s as we start hitting those overnight hours. 26 degrees overnight tonight, putting us right about normal for this time of the year. Clouds begin clearing out. Partly cloudy skies as you're headed out the door tomorrow morning, and the warm-up begins, but that's not where it stops. I'll have all the details in my full forecast.
All right, we'll catch you in a few. Some Sarcoxy, Missouri residents are petitioning to help secure funding for their rural fire protection district. KOAM's Kenny Foreman spoke with the district's assistant fire chief, Ethan Tackett, to learn more about how far that funding could go.
In June of 2024, the Sarcoxy City Fire Department was forced to shut down, prompting the city to contract the Sarcoxy Rural Fire Protection District to serve the city's needs.
Our funding is a little more stable than what they had, and just with the small area that we have, there's not a very big pool to get volunteers to come and help.
After the city's fire department closed, the rural fire district has seen an increase in about 200 calls per year, a heavy workload for a group of just a dozen firefighters.
We try to do our best to always make sure there's at least 1 or 2 people available in the area to be able to cover calls, especially if we know like guys are going on vacation or going out of town or something that won't be around. But the days are harder, you know, everybody's at work and whatnot, so it plays a part in it a little bit.
A petition could pave the way to create an election ballot item where residents could choose to incorporate the city into the fire district. It would also mean extra funding.
It's an additional $30,000, $40,000 added to our budget that we'd have already, so we're able to buy new equipment, you know, hopefully in the future be able to pay some guys to be here during the day when we have lack of coverage, just to help protect our citizens a little better.
As someone who takes a lot of pride in serving his community, Tackett hopes that residents will understand the importance in supporting its first responders.
I don't want my house to burn down and nobody's coming, or have to wait for a further away fire department to come. So I think by signing this petition and helping it get on the ballot and hopefully it passing will just guarantee for the future that there will always be a fire department here to take care of the citizens of Sarcoxy.
In Sarcoxy, Kenny Foreman, KOAM News.
Petitions are currently available to sign at the Red Front and at Sarcoxy City Hall. Kansas City Chiefs hope to build a new football stadium, but some of its funding remains in question. It would allocate future sales tax revenue for the project. Some residents disagree with the proposal and made that known at a public meeting. Several talked about how sales taxes affect seniors and working families.
Let's put Wyandotte County first and collect every penny of that increased sales tax collection.
You are taking food from the mouths of our children and giving it to Clark Hunt. We have no more to give. We are at the end of our rope.
What are we're giving, like Mayor Donna always said, we're giving away the farm for nothing. And we wonder why we're struggling with no money. This is not a deal, it's an insult.
Commissioners there are set to vote on a bond plan Thursday. Cherokee County Sheriff's Office hopes to provide scam protection for some members of the community. The department has announced an upcoming class focused on teaching people about some common scams. Those scams run from IRS and government scams, or people posing as being from the IRS and government, to various forms of fraud, to romance scams just in time for Valentine's Day. One simple tip: if it looks unfamiliar, don't click on it.
Definitely don't click on the links. If you didn't reach out to a company for a link, don't click on it. Don't send your personal information to anyone. And if it sounds too good to be true, do your own research before you jump on the bandwagon.
The class is going to take place at the Columbus Community Building February 12th at 6 p.m. The Wildcats look to stay red hot. Coming up, Sports Director Ryan Blank takes a closer look at what's driving the success of the Neosho boys team on the basketball court. But up first.
The city of Pittsburgh is working to save the structure that stood in the center of music and culture since 1937. I'm Nellie Lopez with more details on that coming.
A band shell that's stood in Pittsburgh's Lincoln Park for generations gets a modern makeover while preserving its 1937 charm. KOAM's Nellie Lopez gives us an insight as to how the city works to restore a cultural centerpiece.
The band shell, named after American composer J.J. Richards, stood in the center of music and culture in Pittsburgh since 1937. The city is now working to saving the structure after they found extensive structural damage caused by termites.
And now that it's fallen into disrepair, we were trying to restore it. And once we started the restoration process, we realized that internally, when we exposed some of the walls, the termites have had their way with the wood that supports the actual dome itself.
The city received an approved ARPA funding of $250,000 to fix and restore minor repairs and updates, but is now going towards the demolition.
The ARPA money that we use to do the restoration will actually finish the restoration on the brick buildings, which are on the sides, but it'll also, instead of doing some other things we wanted to do with electricity, we're going to go ahead and use the money to tear down the dome that is in fact falling down.
As for the future of the dome, the city is working towards ensuring the place remains a safe gathering place for years to come.
So we've already got discussions with some donors about replacing the dome. They're pretty adamant that they want it to be, there's a lot of options now. It's 2026, it was built in 1937. So I think historically they want to preserve it the way it looked. With kind of the cascading concrete back. So when you do that, you'll have the option of still doing laminated wood, but I think they're all leaning towards structural steel, so we won't have a termite problem in another 80 years.
New restorations while keeping part of history.
I think J.J. Richards was an important person back then, and the history is something we want to keep. So I'll recommend that we keep the name J.J. Richards. We're actually going to save the lettering, and hopefully the new facility, it'll go right back up the way it looked.
In Pittsburgh, Nellie Lopez, KOAM News.
The City Commission and city staff are collaborating with architects and working towards securing additional funding. A little bit later, medical staff at Mercy Joplin celebrate a high-tech and life-saving milestone.
And big temperature changes could alter your wardrobe choices this weekend. I have details.
Here's your Skywatch weather forecast from the trusted Roper Kia Weather Center.
All right, well, there are some minor changes in your forecast for tonight, but some bigger changes lie ahead in the next 48 hours. Take a look right now. We have this stationary front set off to our northwest. Now, off to our west, we have this high pressure. That's going to slide in and start eating up a lot of that cloud cover, becoming partly cloudy as we head into tomorrow. But for tonight, still dealing with some mostly cloudy conditions this evening. That changes heading into tomorrow, becoming partly cloudy as we head into the late evening, overnight hours tonight. We're going to be right around freezing as we head into the evening hours tonight, right around 10 o'clock there. Heading into the overnight hours, temperatures start falling into the 20s there. So a little bit chilly, but fairly normal for this time of year. 26 degrees overnight, mostly cloudy, becoming partly cloudy as we head into tomorrow. Now, here's the big change. Over the next 6 to 10 days, we can expect temperatures to increase substantially to above average temperatures across the 4 states region. What is causing that? Well, that's a ridge. What is a ridge? Well, I want to set the stage. I want you to think of the jet stream as a divider between colder air and warmer air. The warmest air stays south of the jet stream. Coldest air stays north of the jet stream. Now, what happens here is we have an air mass that in the atmosphere, and what happens is that begins to be filled with more air and expands, because warmer air actually expands. So it expands vertically, which ends up pushing our pressure levels or areas up. So this is our 500 millibar map. That's about 18,000 feet. Now, when we get a large ridge like this, to get to that 500 millibars, you may actually have to travel to 19, 20, 21,000 feet to reach that same level. What that does is forces the jet stream further north here, and notice it's all the way into Canada. Now, as you're headed downstream here, this is where all the colder air is riding around this ridge. So the northern Midwest, the Northeast is going to get all the colder air, while all the warmer air is going to rush underneath into that ridge area. So take a look at this. This is going to be us over the next 3-4 days here, where we see all this warm air filling in underneath this ridge here, and you see all those darker shades of reds and yellows and oranges. That's all that warmer air that begins to move in. Check this out. Here's heading into Thursday. Clouds clearing out, high pressure moves in, winds out of the southwest. Temperatures already in the upper 40s by that lunch hour, into the mid to upper 50s as we head into the afternoon hours there for your Thursday. Friday's even better into the 60s. Saturday and Sunday, 61 there on Saturday, 66 Sunday. Clouds begin moving in as we head into Sunday evening here, which we can see. So we'll start to see some cloud cover build in, but Sunday back into the 60s. Rain chances do start making their way in as we head into Monday evening, and then into Tuesday, becoming more widespread as we head into Tuesday, then also into Wednesday. So some rain chances are in the forecast, but not before we have some really enjoyable temperatures. Upper 60s Friday, 61 Saturday, back into the upper 60s Sunday. Rain chances next week, which we can still use some of that, but even with that rain, it's still pretty comfortable out there.
You bet. We need the rain, and boy, yeah, temps in the 60s.
That's an early taste of spring. I'm ready to get my shorts on.
I'm with you, thanks. Hey, don't forget, you can be the first to know about the day's weather with the KOIM Skywatch weather app. You can get severe weather updates sent straight to your phone. Best part is the price. It's absolutely free. It's available in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store, the KOIM Skywatch weather app. Still ahead, after another strong performance this past weekend, a trio of Gorilla track and field stars have received weekly recognition. Those details next. And the Neosho Wildcat boys basketball team has been on fire since late December. We're going to hear from the team coming up in sport.
Since late December, the Neosho Wildcats have been on a tear, winning 7 of their last 10 games. And for this Wildcats team, a key to their success is the development of younger players. Neosho is getting minutes from their entire roster. The Wildcats feature a trio of seniors who have a lot of varsity experience and pave the way for their teammates. As head coach Zane Culp says, every team loves to have a lot of seniors, but with a balanced roster that includes a sophomore or two making an impact, Neosho knows they can compete with anyone.
It's really fun, because then you have some seniors and juniors kind of leading the way because they've been through the trials of a hard season, showing the younger guys, and then the younger guys figuring it out and leaning on the older guys. Older guys, though, getting to see the competitive spirit of the younger guys fighting, figuring it out all. So it just makes your team kind of more cohesive. Of course, every team loves a bunch of seniors, or whenever you're all young, you're all battling together. But when you have that nice little mix, it makes it for a fun practice, competitive practice, and just a really cool dynamic to watch the guys grow into.
We have 3 really good senior guards who've been in the program forever. So they know the rules, and the juniors too. We're older upperclassmen, so we just mostly focus on helping the younger grade. But also playing together, it's very smooth, and we all connect really well.
Over this hot stretch, Neosho's ability to compete has been on full display, winning the Holiday Classic for the second time under Coach Culp. The Wildcats have embraced a relentless identity, battling through adversity. And during the Holiday Classic, Neosho trailed in both the semifinals and championship games, but battled back to win both matchups, accomplishing one of their goals this season.
We just trust each other a lot, and that's how we know we're going to fight back together. We're going to take the right shots. We're going to contain on defense. We're going to help each other. We're going to rebound, and that's how we know if we're down and we're doing those things, we know we're going to be able to come back and compete. When we're winning games, and especially winning the Holiday Classic, that brings out so many of your classmates. The community comes out more when they know you're winning, especially winning a big tournament like the Neosho Classic. That's our fuel right there, is the community, our student body, and just everybody.
And that's always a really fun, special tournament, especially for me being from Neosho, watching it my whole life, playing in it, and now getting to coach in it. We've won it twice, and that was the second time, and it was just really fun. Really happy for these guys because that was one of their big in-season goals. When you're a coach and you get to watch your team complete goals that they set out, it's just fun for a coach. That's why you do it, and this has been a special group to be able to do that.
The Wildcats are back in action on Friday at home against Joplin. Tip-off set for 7:30. Another week, another trio of Pitt State track and field stars receiving weekly recognition following strong performances at the Pitt State Invitational this past Saturday. For the second straight week, Belle Peters is the Women's Field Athlete of the Week following a winning performance in pole vault with a season-best clearing of 13 feet and 11 1/4 inches. Redshirt senior Blakely Wynn has received the Women's Track Athlete of the Week recognition, setting a Pitt State record in long jump with a leap of 20 feet and 2.5 inches. On the men's side, it's Elias Garcia being named the Men's Track Athlete of the Week award winner, clocking the fastest time in Division II this season in the 60-meter dash at 6.63 seconds. That's it for sports. We're back with more.
Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14 tonight. Elon Musk eyes a $2.6 trillion mega merger combining Tesla and SpaceX into one massive company. Plus, grieving parents take on social media giants pushing to repeal their legal shield. And wings, pizza, and beer. How to enjoy your Super Bowl party without the guilt. Those stories, a lot more, of course, it's coming up tonight. KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. A surgeon is recognized for reaching a major medical milestone today at Mercy Joplin. Heath Merkley has completed more than 1,000 robotic-assisted surgeries. Medical robotics allow doctors to perform minimally invasive procedures with greater precision, as well as speeding up recovery time. Doctors emphasize the robot does not operate on its own. Surgeons remain fully in control, using it as an advanced surgical instrument.
We're actually sitting down. Most people don't realize as we're operating to control the robot, but it allows ergonomics to be much better. We can be resting, we can be sitting rather than standing the whole time. It allows us to do much more surgery during the day. So it really prolongs the life of the surgeon potentially too.
In many cases, these surgeries are performed to reduce cancer risk in patients with a family history. Weather looking up in the days ahead, huh?
Yeah, it sure is. Right now, still dealing with a little bit of cloud cover out there. Checking out our high winds casino cam this evening. Taking a look as we head into tomorrow, 58 degrees. The warm-up begins there, Dow. 65 on Friday. As we head into Saturday and Sunday, still dealing with the 60s and some comfortable temperatures and some rainfall next week. We get the best of both worlds. Maybe get us out of this drought that we're in.
Put away the parka, maybe get out the raincoat for a little bit. Thanks for joining us. We're going to see you right back here for KOAM News at 10. Let's make it a great evening.